16-year-old me would have killed to have this. There was a time when I used to pride myself on functioning just fine without sleep. Back in med school, pulling an all-nighter was almost a badge of honor. Coffee in one hand, anatomy textbook in the other, and I'd still ace the morning exam somehow. But fast forward a decade, and one sleepless night now turns me into a zombie. It's a tragedy if you ask me, but still, aging isn't something that any of us can escape, at least not yet. And neither is the wisdom that comes with it, and knowing just how crucial a good night's sleep is to productivity. In fact, research shows a single all-nighter can temporarily age your brain by 1 to 2 years, and thankfully the effect reverses after a good night's rest, but still, sleep is not a luxury, it's a biological necessity for peak performance. So as a 30-year-old, very mortal doctor who needs his brain sharp, not least to make these videos for you, I'm always curious about anything that can potentially optimize sleep and speed up mental recovery. So, lucky for me, Muse got in touch and sent me one of their wearable headbands, their new ones, the Muse S-Athena, that promises to turn your sleep and focus into a science experiment where you're the lead scientist, giving you a trove of data about your own brain. That, Muse claims, can help you reclaim your mental resilience, boost your focus and productivity, and to put it simply, make your day just a little bit better. This is my second video on the Muse S-Athena. In my first video, I looked at the Athena's tech specs, comparing it to those of the previous generation, the Muse S. This video, however, will primarily focus on what the Athena can do for your sleep. So let's dive right in. The Muse S-Athena is essentially a personal neuroscience lab that you wear on your forehead. It's the first consumer device to combine EEG or electroencephalography if you're feeling fancy, and FNIRS or functional near-infrared spectroscopy if you're feeling fancy squared in one headband. And in plain English, this means that the Muse S-Athena can measure both your brainwaves and your brain's blood flow. But why bother? Well, because measuring both your brainwaves and your brain's blood flow gives a more complete picture of what's happening, well, inside your brain, like how your brain responds to different activities you undertake throughout the day as you work, recover, relax, and sleep. For example, these are what my EEG and FNIRS readings looked like as I was writing the script for this very video versus what they looked like as I had an afternoon nap that same day. These two readings show you how much fuel your brain is burning when you concentrate. But when you combine them with the Muse S-Athena's PPG heart rate monitor, which measures both heart rate, and the Athena's gyroscope and accelerometer, which tracks head movements and posture changes, it essentially shows or allows you to use the Athena as a mindfulness coach that provides you with real-time biofeedback on just how calm or how focused you are at this very moment, with the idea being that over time, you can use the neurofeedback that these exercises provide to build your concentration and your mental endurance. That's more data than you'll get from any other off-the-shelf device currently on the market, and combined with the training sessions currently on offer. On the Muse app, it's easy to see why that would be such a powerful combination. The guys over at Muse have told me that the Muse S-Athena was created with the 3 pillars of mental fitness in mind: mental clarity and focus, mental strength and endurance, and mental recovery and recharge. You can use the Athena to strengthen your concentration and focus by regularly taking part in some of the EEG-powered biofeedback exercises on the Muse app, build cognitive resilience by taking part in some of the interactive challenges that the app has to offer, like the Mind Flight or Owl Control Challenge, which uses the Athena's infrared tech to measure your attention when you're under pressure, which in my case happens all day, every day. But it's great because it kind of showcases how you perform in these situations while you're under pressure, and it tests your endurance. But wait, there's actually more, because just when you think that you're done for the day, the Athena can help you unwind and recharge your mental energy through some of the sleep exercises like the digital sleeping pill, which we'll actually talk about more in a bit. But what about sleep? Can the Muse S-Athena really help improve problematic sleep? Well, with the Athena, I found that I was not only tracking my sleep in detail, but also using its features to enhance my rest. or the little rest that I get. One thing I tried and would recommend you try if you do get yourselves one is to wear the Muse headband every night to bed for at least 2 weeks. This is partly the reason this review was so delayed, by the way. I was doing a lot of traveling and it wasn't really all that convenient to use the Muse S-Athena every day for a solid 2 weeks while sleeping. But I finally managed to do it. And here's why you should too. Unlike a typical wrist tracker that guesstimates sleep stages from movement, the Athena uses EEG to directly measure your brain's sleep stages. And so you get a detailed breakdown each morning about how much time you spent in light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. This is data you can use to optimize your sleep habits in an effort to maximize the time that you spend in stage 2 non-REM sleep and in REM sleep, which happen to be the 2 stages of sleep that are crucial for a wide range of things like memory consolidation. No matter what way you look at it, this information is super duper useful. You might discover, for example, that despite sleeping a full 7 to 8 hours every night, you're only getting an hour of deep sleep, explaining why you often wake up feeling not that refreshed. I, for one, discovered I could get away with 3 to 4 hours of sleep by maximizing the fraction of those 3 to 4 hours that I spent in REM sleep, by placing my sleeping window around dawn rather than around midnight. And when I checked the scientific literature, there's actually some evidence to support these ideas, so that was awesome to find out. One of the Muse Athena's recently released features, they're still releasing new features through the app, is called the digital sleeping pill, which is kind of an audio experience, like a gentle bedtime story designed to help you fall asleep, but more crucially, keep you asleep. So as you're listening, the headband is monitoring your brain signals. When it detects that specific changes that indicate you're nodding off, those slow waves ramping up or sudden EEG patterns of sleep onset, it responds to those changes by gradually quieting the audio as you gradually drift to sleep. And so the story's volume gently fades as you fall asleep. On one occasion, while trying the digital sleeping pill, I stirred up from my sleep only to be put back to sleep by the Muse S-Athena, which sensed me drifting out of sleep and brought back the soft sounds to lull me drift to sleep. And so the story's volume gently fades as you fall asleep. On one occasion, while trying the digital sleeping pill, I stirred up from my sleep only to be put back to sleep by the Muse S-Athena, which sensed me drifting out of sleep and brought back the soft sounds to lull my brain back to sleep. This kind of responsive sleep aid is so freaking awesome because it solves a crucial problem that so many of us have: falling and staying asleep. 16-year-old me would have killed to have this. It likely would have saved me thousands and thousands of hours of counting sheep. Now, let's not kid ourselves. I still struggle to fall asleep, but my time to fall asleep, as measured by Muse, of course, saw a slight decrease from around 60 minutes to just over 50 minutes since I've started using the digital sleeping pill. That's an extra 10 minutes of sleep. And let me tell you this. An extra 10 minutes of sleep a day is no laughing matter, especially when you get no more than 3 hours a day. These insights might sound obvious, but seeing personalized data connecting your habits to your sleep stages can really motivate some people to tweak their routine. As Muse gamifies the whole experience, starting a whole cycle where you check your brain recovery score on the Muse app every morning, chasing higher and higher numbers. On nights of solid sleep, you'll get a high recovery score and will indeed feel more mentally clear and more ready to face the shit that's outside. On poor nights, you'll see your score drop and you'll feel worse for it, helping connect your lifestyle habits with the consequences of those habits. Sleep is when your brain performs critical maintenance. During slow-wave deep sleep, your brain cells have synchronized electrical activity, delta waves, which coincides with the flushing of waste products like those nasty beta-amyloid plaques that cause Alzheimer's disease via the CSF or the cerebrospinal fluid. This is also when memories from the day get consolidated into long-term storage. If you don't get enough sleep, or I should say enough deep sleep, you might not remember that new thing that you studied at school or the important agenda items outlined at important client meetings, your girlfriend might actually break up with you because you forgot your anniversary. Stage 2 non-REM and REM sleep protects you against failing your exams, being fired from your job, and spending the next upcoming nuclear winter all alone in your bunker. These 2 stages of sleep consolidate your memory, aid in emotional processing, improve creativity and procedural memory so you can really be good with your hands and be a better boyfriend. The Muse S-Athena doesn't replace healthy habits, of course. Don't buy it if you expect it will drag you to bed every night. Nothing will, but you. It won't do that. What it will do instead is enhance your awareness and provide support in those critical moments, like lulling you back to sleep when you stir up in the middle of the night. And whether you want to use it to increase the duration and improve the quality of your sleep or to maximize the few hours of sleep that you get, like I do, you'll probably find its real actionable insights helpful in some way. Of course, all of this value comes at a hefty price tag. The Muse S-Athena certainly isn't cheap at $500, though it is $400 if you use the discount code I'll share at the end of the video. That aside though, it does offer a lot of value for that price by helping you train multiple aspects of your cognition. Of course, the Muse S-Athena will not magically fix your sleep if you're doom scrolling TikTok till 2 in the morning. It's a coach filled with the latest and best tech. It's not a magic pill, not a magician, not a magic wand. But if you're willing to meet it halfway, the improvements are very real. And on that very note, if you'd like to get yourself one, visit choosemuse.com/neuroeverything and make sure to use the neuroeverything discount code. You'll find the QR code on the screen as well and a link in the description below. Needless to say, this video is obviously sponsored by Muse, but all opinions expressed in this video are impartial and my own, because your boy is not for sale. Besides, I think I hate most things. I do think this is pretty cool though. Thank you all for watching and see you all next week.